Welcome to Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I'm a board-certified music therapist, author, and expert on how to use music to relieve stress fast. This podcast is sponsored by McConnell Music Therapy Services, Inc., where they believe in the power of music to transform people and communities. Based in Northern California, their board-certified music therapists support people of all ages and abilities within hospitals, schools, corporations, and communities using music experience to connect, express, and de-stress. Visit them at mcconnellmts.com or the Facebook page McConnell Music Therapy. This episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold is also sponsored by Dr. Nisi, trainer and certifier of master and executive coaches, because she believes every person, every relationship, every business, and your finances should be extraordinary. Find out more about Dr. Nisi Moore and the Life Coaching Institute at www.drnisi.com. That's DRNEECIE.com. Hello and welcome to another episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. It's so great to be with you. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you were able to join us at last week's Stress Elimination Summit. We had a great time learning 18 different ways to reduce stress in our bodies, in our minds, in our relationships, and in our spirit, so you can eat better, sleep better, and live better. Of course, the irony of hosting the Stress Elimination Summit was there was definitely some stress along the way. One of our speakers, who's a dear friend and mentor named Tommy Rosen, has hosted online summits for years, and he warned me that the stress would be a-coming, and he was right. Having said that, I can say that while I didn't do all the things I could have done to reduce my own stress, I still ate healthy, got to bed on time, and used music, including this podcast, each morning to calm my nerves before going live each day. And I did a good job of forgiving myself for not doing all the other things I could have done, which is the other half of the battle. It's about doing what you can and giving yourself grace for what you didn't. Okay, on to the music. Today's track is called Return of the Sun, and it's a little different than most of my tracks in that it's a single layer of guitar performed in one take, once on my classical guitar and once on my steel string guitar. And then I split them into each ear, so you'll hear one guitar in one ear, one in the other, with a little percussion thrown in the middle. During my grief journey following the death of my daughter in 2010, my mood and my heart were pretty cloudy for a period of time, as was the music that came out of my fingers, which was appropriate. Then, one day, the clouds parted, and sun began to shine in my mind and my heart again. And this song was the first piece of music I wrote when I noticed the sunlight. If it's possible to use the phrase peaceful excitement, that's probably the closest English words I could use to describe the experience, but I think my guitars do a much better job. So sit back, relax, enjoy the sunshine, and be reminded that if you've got clouds right now, the sun will shine again. Enjoy, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I've got a couple of resources for you, which you can find in the show notes or you can listen to right here. So check it out. If you enjoy the sound of my voice and you enjoy the sound of my guitar, imagine them put together. Go to sonicrecovery.com and take your very own relaxation vacation, where I take you out of the stress of the present moment and back in time to a time when you felt happy, healthy, safe, and sober, and then walk you through that memory so you can bring back those feelings into the challenges you're facing today. So go check that out. It's at sonicrecovery.com. If you're a healthcare worker in recovery, check out the Music in Recovery Self-Care Guide for healthcare professionals that I created just for you. That's at hcp.sonicrecovery.com. And if you're a healthcare worker and you'd like more information about how to help your patients use music, you can check out the Music Medicine Guide that I created just for you at musicmedicineguide.com. Lastly, if you enjoyed the pod and you haven't done it yet, would you just take a minute to rate and review it? It really only takes about 60 seconds, believe it or not, and it would go a long way to help us make more people know just how good this pod is, particularly for healthcare workers and their stress. Thanks again. See you next time.